10 Best A24 Movies of 2024. This list runs down A24's strongest films of the year. Number 10. Janet Planet. Janet Planet is a coming-of-age drama that centers on mother and daughter Janet and 11-year-old Lacey. It's a subtle and introspective affair held together by smart writing and strong performances. It marks the feature debut of writer-director Annie Baker, who won the 2014 Pulitzer Prize for her play The Flick. Janet Planet is composed of everyday, seemingly mundane interactions and hushed conversations, but which take on greater weight. The film is not perfect, of course, and some viewers may find it a little too quiet and slow-paced. But the right kind of audience will appreciate its restrained approach. Its attention to detail is particularly impressive. At the very least, Janet Planet is a great showcase for the ever-underrated Nicholson, who does a lot of heavy lifting here, as she did in last year's Dream Scenario opposite Nicolas Cage. Number 9. Problemista. Problemista follows the life of Alejandro, an aspiring creative from El Salvador, trying to make it in New York City. He dreams of working as a toy maker for Hasbro, the company that owns Transformers and Magic: The Gathering. The always great Tilda Swinton co-stars as Alejandro's eccentric, abrasive employee. Problemista is a strange movie, to be sure, with a surreal outlook that matches the protagonist's creativity and unique perspective. This approach extends from the writing and performances to Isabella Rossellini's entertaining narration. Swinton is, unsurprisingly, the standout, making her character larger than life in the best way. Alongside the quirky humor is a smart study of Alejandro's immigrant experience. The hyper-stylized vibe is a bit much at times, but Problemista is undeniably bold and original. Number 8. Tuesday. There is no God, not in any human way, but there is an afterlife. The echo you leave, the legacy, your memory. Julia Louis-Dreyfus turns in a strong, intense performance in this fantastical drama as Zora, a mother who, with her wheelchair-using teenage daughter, Tuesday, must confront death, who appears in the form of a talking bird. In the process, they inadvertently prevent death from functioning, so people and animals around the world stop dying. Naturally, there are pretty major consequences. This movie may be a little out of the box for some, but it's certainly intriguing. Louis-Dreyfus' performance here is a far cry from Veep, that's for sure. She's terrific, doing a lot to elevate the material and keep things from veering into self-parody. Her conversations with death are particularly engaging. Ultimately, Tuesday is a unique meditation on morality and the afterlife, conveyed through an abundance of visual flair and assured shot composition. Number 7. Maxine. Maxine picks up where X left off, following the character Maxine Minx as she navigates the world of fame and horror in 1980s Hollywood. After surviving the brutal events of the previous film, Maxine sets out to reinvent herself in the adult film business and pursue mainstream success. However, she faces danger once again when a killer begins stalking the city. While not quite as strong as X and, especially, Pearl, Maxine is still an enjoyably dark blend of genre thrills, meta commentary, and blood-soaked pastiche. Director T. West's affection for horror and exploitation cinema is clear, helping the movie to be more than the sum of its parts. As always, Mia Goth is down for anything, and her committed performance is a key part of the film's success. Fans are in luck. West has said that a fourth installment in this universe is on the way. Number 6. Babygirl. Babygirl features Nicole Kidman as powerful CEO Romy Mathis, who begins an affair with Samuel, her much younger intern. Naturally, there's all kinds of fallout. From here, Babygirl plays out like a darker, modern take on the erotic thriller playbook, balancing thrills with social commentary. It's helped greatly by the superstar cast, including Antonio Banderas as Romy's husband Jacob. Babygirl only goes into wide release in the US on Christmas. It received overwhelmingly positive reviews when it premiered at the Venice Film Festival in August, winning Kidman the Volpe Cup for Best Actress. She was praised for bringing vulnerability and complexity to the character, helping the film to stand apart from similar, more middling fare. The movie was controversial as well as acclaimed, with some finding it all inappropriate and in bad taste. With this kind of movie, that means the cast and crew were at least willing to take some risks. Number 5. A Different Man. A Different Man stars Sebastian Stan as Edward, a shy, nervous man suffering from a severe case of neurofibromatosis. a condition that has disfigured his face. Edward's life changes completely when he undergoes a cutting-edge treatment that not only treats the condition but leaves him looking handsome. However, when he crosses paths with Oswald, a confident, outgoing, and popular man who also has neurofibromatosis, Edward's mental state starts to spiral. A different man is jam-packed with ideas, rich symbols, and meta commentary, with masks upon masks and personas masquerading as personas. At times, it feels almost Cronenberg-esque. Adding to its power is the fact that the actor, who plays Oswald, has neurofibromatosis is real life. A Different Man also deserves praise for the way it avoids the expected narrative developments. Instead, it heads into far more complicated and compelling terrain. Number 4. Civil War. Civil War is writer-director Alex Garland's vision of a near-future conflict within the United States. A team of journalists traverses the country, covering the carnage as various secessionist movements take on a despotic president. It's entertaining, cleverly written, and well acted, even if it plays it a little too safe by avoiding real political fault lines. For example, the alliances between certain states bear little resemblance to reality. Acting-wise, Kirsten Dunst and Wagner Moura are wonderful as the Central War correspondents, doing a lot to flesh out their characters. And Nick Offerman is likewise fun as the president. Ultimately, Civil War falls a little short of its potential while still serving up an action thriller spectacle that's miles above most entries in the genre. Perhaps part of the problem is that real-world politics is arguably wilder and more intense than anything in the film. Number 3. The Brutalist. Audrine Brody delivers another towering performance in The Brutalist, the epic historical drama by actor-turned-director Brady Corbett. In fact, some reviewers rated it more highly than his Oscar-winning work in The Pianist. In a parallel to that film, The Brutalist tells the story of Laszlo Toth, a Hungarian Jewish architect and Holocaust survivor, who eventually makes his way from the ruins of Europe to New York City. The Brutalist received rave reviews and has generated considerable Oscar buzz for the performances, the sumptuous production design, and Lal Crawley's gorgeous cinematography. It's certainly not cheery viewing, traversing the depths of war, addiction, and loss. But there's no denying the film's ambition. The cast and crew take on the thorniest of issues, in a story that spans the 1940s and 50s before touching on 1980. It's one of the year's grandest scale dramas, a character study as well as a snapshot of the late 20th century. Number 2. Sing Sing. This drama takes place in the notorious Sing Sing maximum security prison, where a group of inmates take part in theatrical productions with the real-life rehabilitation through the arts program. Many actual inmates appear as themselves in the film, alongside stars and Oscar nominees Coleman Domingo and Paul Raci. The result is a nuanced and heartfelt look at the transformative power of community and the arts, even in the toughest environments. The part scripted, part improvised approach works well, lending everything a believable and spontaneous feel. The leads rise to the occasion with typically stellar work. Domingo, in particular, gives one of the best performances of 2024 and deserves an Oscar nod, at the very least. Sing Sing was widely acclaimed and is A24's most socially resonant project of the year. Number 1. We Live in Time. Claiming the top spot on this list is the emotional gut punch of a romantic drama We Live in Time. Academy Award nominees Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh star as Tobias and Almut, who meet by chance and strike up an unlikely romance, only for their plans to be shattered by Almut's diagnosis of ovarian cancer. It's classic melodrama stuff, but the charming stars and intelligent writing make We Live in Time far more affecting than the average Turker. Both Garfield and Pugh are given room to show off new sides of themselves here, and their chemistry is easy and believable. It helps that director John Crowley largely steers clear of cliches and gimmicks. For all these reasons and more, We Live in Time is a 2-4's best movie of the year.